like a daddy Mac. Dan's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play. Option Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Good, Matt. Don't you feel like we're fly fishing or something? We got Troy with the
I
hat
know,
on,
it's,
cigar.
It's. I guess it's.
Guys, I'm it's 70 degrees here, and I've got a sweater on and my down jacket and a fuzzy hat because I am turning into a 75-year-old in very short order. I mean, it's time is
It's happening in real time, Troy. The world is real time.
It's happening this very deep.
Time is an ocean, but it ends at the start, something like that.
Wow.
Anyway,
Very deep.
well, listen, how was your guys' weekend?
Good.
Good.
And nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
both.
I don't remember anything of it, but it was good.
Both of you sound like you did stuff illegal.
Yeah, I know.
And
That type of answer. It's like, okay, what do I share? What do I share?
It went fine. Why? What did you hear?
Yeah, I don't know.
It went fine.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's interesting. I'll just bring up, just for something to bring up, because Troy was kind enough to ask. Did the farmers market? Farmers markets are. Here's my interesting observation on farmers market. Weird. And farmers markets, you go through and it's like, what's the idea? Okay, you buy vegetables, and one observation is from going along the farmers markets. A lot of times it's the same products, right? At the fall you have certain, you have your peppers right now. You have your
Pumpkins.
Yeah. You have that type of thing. But what's interesting, you think, okay, people are coming to get fresh vegetables. The longest lines, at least the farmers markets that I go to, anybody selling donuts, coffee.
Oh,
right. It's really people like walking around and grabbing something, but there's nothing like, and what's great is you go to like on a game day, the downtown one in Knoxville, game day, thousands of people.
Yeah.
The vegetable places, no one's there because, hey, if they're there for a football game, they're not really interested.
They ain't taking the broccoli to Neyland.
No, but coffee and donuts, stay.
For sure.
50 people in line. I just think that's so ironic. You have this fresh vegetables,
organic
donut. Yeah.
Donuts don't really have a season, but if there is a donut season, it's now.
No, it is donut season.
Because now is the time when you might see a hot chocolate floating around. Yeah. Again, we're in the Western Hemisphere here. Climates may vary. Our Australian viewers may not be experiencing the same thing, but this is donut season as fall rolls around the majority of the U.S. for sure.
Did you ever have I can admit this, an addiction problem at any point in your life with Krispy Kreme? Hot out of the oven.
Listen,
when they first came out, it was unique. Troy, would you say it was a unique thing when they first?
Krispy Kreme's the best donut.
Oh. Right out of the oven, but
Krispy Kreme is, you cannot touch it. It's the top of the mountain. Like,
you guys still have one, right? There's one by McKay's, right?
We've got 3
down the street.
Yeah, we've got 3. Melissa,
they've all closed here.
My wife, did they really? That's so sad. My wife, we were talking about this weekend because she went and got some special donuts at some special shop. There's 5,000 of these donut shops now in Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid. And by kid, I mean like 27. I would drive at night and just the hot and ready, and I'd get like 12 hot and readies. And here's the thing: They're ooey gooey when they're
You
hot.
can just inhale.
Oh, you can
Inhale.
pop them. Oh, you
Inhale.
can pop
Yeah.
them.
It's like a Taco Bell taco, like 2 bites, and then it's like reload.
Oh yeah.
2 bites,
yeah.
reload.
And to me, but like Krispy Kreme, they're small. Like I don't like the giant bread donuts. I want I need a carrier for sugar. That's what I'm looking for. And so the glaze on the donut, most donuts, they do the top. Dunkin' Donut style is what I always say.
Mm.
But Krispy, they dip that sucker in there. And that's what you want. You want a pool of glaze over your donut. And so
Warm. Yeah.
yeah, to me, it's a no-brainer. Krispy Kreme wins every time. That's very sad to me that they've closed locations.
You know,
Yeah.
the interesting thing about the US is that over the last 50 years, we've hollowed out our manufacturing capacity, right? This is going to be the donuts, don't worry. And the manufacturing capacity in the US, this is a large macro discussion that dramatically influenced what happened earlier this year in April. All those days when we got on the show and we're like, oh, futures up 100. Oh, futures down 200. Are we going to limit down? You know, a lot of that is really due to American manufacturing and the base of that manufacturing being pieced off to different locations abroad over the last 50 years. One thing that America does a lot of now and does, I think, a lot more of than we ever have is food manufacturing. And if you want to buy made in America, there is global trade for food, but our food manufacturing is on point. And Krispy Kreme, to take the discussion full circle, Krispy Kreme is one of the good examples of that because it's got you see the factory, right?
It's right there. It's so cool.
It's right there. And so you are walking into a modern manufacturing facility with Krispy Kreme. I checked, there's still one in the metro area. And sure enough, the picture of it, it has the manufacturing line. And watching those golden orbs just float down and that hot
Confounded. I'm about to go to Krispy Kreme. You're getting me jacked. Listen, I want Matt at every Krispy Kreme giving that talk. That's a freaking like a military talk right there.
Listen,
let's go.
We're not shy. Krispy Kreme, if you guys want to reach out, you're on the list of people we'd consider. Like the list is broad. The D'Addario will reach out. We're open. Krispy Kreme, though, shoot us a DM.
But isn't it, I mean, especially with kids and donuts or adults and donuts, same thing. But isn't it, I mean, I would take when the kids were small and we just stand there at Krispy Kreme watching this go down. And by the end, the kids were ready to attack the assembly. You know, I mean, it was like, this is wonderful. You know, you see the whole experience. I just think, you know, sometimes you'd see that in restaurants. You ever see that in restaurants where they'd have like an open kitchen? That's kind of where they like cook it in front of you or something like that.
Oh yeah,
those were kind of. Anyways,
I've got a friend who hates those restaurants because he's like, I have to pay extra for me to cook it at the table. Like,
that's right.
If you go to like
I have to pay extra
for something like that. So, anyway, well, listen, markets. I don't know if you guys know this. The market does not care about anything except for going higher.
Hey, how much are we up, Troy? I'm not even looking.
I'm glad you asked.
Just 20.
20 right now. We were up a little higher. We're crashing right now.
Oh yeah, we were up 30 earlier.
Yeah. Listen,
VIX will be up probably.
It's up a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, I just look at this as a perma bear who has learned to size properly. And once you're a permanent bear and you're sized properly, you can just sit here and say, you can almost appreciate it. It's like, oh my gosh, these guys are insane. It's sweet.
Can I throw a comment out? Did you guys notice this? I mean, obviously, I like the fact that we're, you know, this all-time high stuff, but get a little bit of, I guess you would call it stickiness, a little bit of, okay, we're not at 14.5 or 15, right? We're near 17. But what I noticed I've been doing these on automation, the 5-7s on Friday, right? So for those who don't know, the two people maybe that don't know, obviously in the it's big double calendars in the OO community, but 5-7 would be on Friday, count 5 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sell Wednesday by Friday. Well, I've done it the last 4 or 5 Fridays, and they've been fine. This Friday in particular, I noticed it went in at, so this be Eastern time. I think it's like 1:30, 1:45, something like that. And I noticed, I went back because we were driving, and 40 minutes on the double calendar, I see it's up 5% in 40 minutes. And I thought,
yeah,
probably not a real print. I went in.
It's a real print.
This is excusing myself for what I still have a bad habit of manual. What's it called? Manual. Get out of it. Not trusting it.
Yeah.
Discretionary.
Discretionary. So I went out at 5%. Boom. I mean, this thing was filled, and I'm like, I don't often see that 5% in 40 minutes. I mean, a real print. Obviously, if I remember correctly, Friday, the market came back a little bit, right? So vols stayed up, and I didn't check the vol of the individual strike.
Yeah.
But I thought that was, did you notice on some of the?
I too.
Oh,
independent of Dan.
Matt, hold your ears. Matt.
A 5-7. Listen, a wise person one time who in our community, some would say he's a wizard. His name is Wizzy. I learned some stuff from him early on in the double calendar days, because what he would say, and I agree with, and I think Dan's speaking to, is an anomaly gets treated as an anomaly. Treat an anomaly like an anomaly. So
Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. A 5% on a Friday is not an anomaly. That happens. That's like most Fridays. What do you? We're going to the mat on this one.
Oh, well, let's do it. Let's do it. 5%.
20%. A couple weeks ago was 20%. That's an anomaly.
In one day?
Yeah, same day.
Same day. Okay.
Chat can back me up. I know there's some 5-7 people in the chat.
Troy, we're not going to win this argument with Matt.
You're not. Listen.
I am.
If you want to take it off, listen,
I am.
It's user discretion.
Yeah.
Listen, this whole platform is user choice. I'm just saying you can backtest that.
No, you're right.
And it is trivial to backtest if a 5-7 hits 5% in an hour or 2 hours. Is it better to take it off on a Friday?
That's right.
Super easy to backtest.
Good point.
My point is simply this. That's not an anomaly. Troy, come on. How many 5-7s have you traded? More than 1 or 2. I'm saying the 5-7, it is an environment thing, because it will oftentimes be down 5% as well.
Let me ask you this. Let me inverse this. This is good. We haven't had a good debate. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, thank you, Spooky Castle. Boom. This is what I'm saying. 5%, not an anomaly. Hey, 25% intraday.
Wow. Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
All right. I'm sorry. I am sorry what I did.
No, Dan, people want to see me and Troy rumble.
Let's do it. Listen, I love I've been drinking green tea all morning. I'm ready for it. So here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Any other DCs? Are there any DCs that you would have 5% in an hour that you would say isn't an anomaly?
Are there any DCs?
I'll ask another way. I'll ask it in the positive. Is there a DC that a percentage hit in the day you would say that's an anomaly?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what would that be?
And what percentage DC it is, but the number I used off the top of my head is if you're entering a near, now this is DC contingent, because as Spooky Castle pointed out, there was a season, and maybe it's still going on, people who enter 5-7s early on Fridays, 25% in a day. That is something to see.
Early in the morning, you're saying maybe.
Yeah, they enter at 5-7 early on Friday, and it's up 25% by the end of the day.
This was like a 1:30, got out 40 minutes later.
Okay. Yeah. So if I put on a 1:30 and it was up 25% that day, that would cause me to go to the back tester and see how many times does this happen? Is this an
Good
anomaly?
point.
My point with if you're doing a 130 trade that goes on Friday and it gets 5%, that's not. I'll tell you how not of an anomaly that is. Dan, we used to there was a trade I ran for a long time that was a 6-7 that its profit target was a 10% profit target that day. And it hit it a lot of the time.
Wow.
It happens all the time.
Wow.
So
Good point.
5%. Yeah. I don't know. Romeo just made a comment. I don't know if he's talking zero day. There are people, I think this is maybe another show. I think there are people who trade 5-7s on Friday intraday though. Like to your point, there are people that put on 5-7s in the morning and then don't hold them for the weekend.
And can I just say one thing?
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, I like,
Yes.
and that's the other, I'm just remember, and I don't know, this is just throwing out information, but I appreciate both. I like, it's hard for me, and I'm not used to seeing that kind of a quick thing. But like on Thursdays, see, I remember is Tom here? Can I say this? I remember when
you can say it even if he's not, or if he is.
Tom, when I was in the pits on a Thursday, I just remember a lot of times we would start lowering the volatility Thursday afternoon. So to me, I've noticed this like in another one, this was different. A 9-day calendar that had on Friday, a 9-day calendar put on Thursday. So I put it on at a 40 delta in the automation on Thursday, just at a 40 delta. So it'd be 20 points underneath the market, right? And this would be 15 days out. On Friday, hit 5% in one day. That Thursday, the Friday. Have you noticed like the testing more? You guys, from the testing, what I've learned is that Thursdays isn't necessarily a good day to put on, even though I've been doing that for years on that 15-day.
What do you mean Thursdays not to put on double calendars Thursdays?
Well, I've never put double calendar, a single calendar on Thursday, 15 days.
I mean, I would say that, Troy, you can weigh in. I would say Thursdays are probably, I think there are calendars that are put on Thursdays. I think as far as systematically putting them on and trading them for later expiration and not trading them intraday, Thursday is probably the least common day to put calendars on.
Okay, interesting.
What do you think?
But within a week, I mean, I'll put a 923 on a Thursday all day.
Well, this is like 15 days, so even further.
Yeah. I mean, like that kind of that system or seasonality of those Thursdays to me only applies to like short-term DCs within the next week. Anything beyond that, I think you can.
The longer ones, because they've less gamma, they can they can weather things a little better. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? I misspoke. I didn't close it for 5%. It actually took a profit target that I'd set 10% in an hour.
No,
okay, that's slightly better, but
you get 10% on a 5.
Still not an anomaly. Dan, we had a test that did it won like 40 times in a row. It was a season that it was incredible. That season, listen, if that season's back again, that's an interesting discussion.
But that's anomaly. That's my point. Seasons are anomaly.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that season
40 times in a row is not
I'm changing it to a higher percent right now. I appreciate the help. I mean,
listen,
you can win for,
don't believe me. We gotta
the Matt versus Troy challenge. Let's do it.
Yeah,
winner has to I don't know, Krispy Kreme something. I don't know.
Krispy Kreme.
I'm already tired, but all right. Speaking of DCs, I hope you liked that discussion. I think it's an interesting discussion. I stand by I think 2% is an anomaly sometimes. It all depends on the test.
That's right. I would say the test matters a lot, but with DCs, there's such a wide range.
Right.
Jan, I'm not going to post a 40 in a row. It doesn't work anymore. So you can go back and find it.
Here's the the thing I would say with that too. Here's the question of anomaly. This is my guess. Trades where the short and the long are close together in expiration reach profit target sooner. And so I think a 923, I think longer term spreads, if you get 5% in an hour on a $5,000 spread, I would argue that is an anomaly. You can test it. We have a world class.
Yeah, you can test it and find the you can test it and see if we don't have to guess is what I'm saying. And I think anomaly, here's a bigger question. Anomaly to me is a rare event. Anomaly to me is 2 out of 300. Like we had that to me isn't. Well, what would you say in anomaly? What's your definition?
1 out of 2, 1 out of a month, 1 out of
70%.
Yes,
I would say. Listen, I would say. That's right. Yeah, I would say I think you're putting it as an anomaly. Listen, I was with you during the deliberation day. I saw your backtesting. You would argue that's an anomaly. I would say that's definitely an anomaly. That matches anomaly status. But what I'm saying is, anytime there's a distribution of results in this, I consider anomaly as a speed factor as well. How fast you get. It's not.
Yeah,
this thing always gets 10%.
But you can backtest that.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, you can backtest. I agree. My point is, it gets into the nuances of backtesting. This would be a fun. We continue.
Listen, if you want to see me and Troy fight, we're not, but you should hit the subscribe button.
Oh, liking the subscribe. Listen, my chat. Should we fight more? Leave in the comments.
Should we fight
anyway? All right. So I'm going to show you another DC, and we're going to go back to the small account challenge today a little bit because I had an idea.
Okay, I like it.
I'm going to share this with you. So do you remember Austin T's test last week?
Oh yeah.
Austin T would
Mr. T's. This is I think did we make?
It's not Mr. T. It's Austin T.
He's a relation to Mr. T.
I hope so. Yeah. So this is
Austin
a
low. Let us know.
A low only orb, and I've switched it from SPX to Qs.
Okay.
So Austin T. Let me switch the screen here. Where we go a little bit. All right. Austin T's idea applied to QQQ. Matt, what are we looking
at? So it's a fly.
Wow.
My first reaction is it's a fly that's going to get exercised 0 day. So don't automate this. Not financial advice, but that's what it is, right? I mean, you're selling at the money premium. For some reason, it's using both 50 delta and zero strike offset, but you're selling at the money 50 wide, and all those would have exercised. So that's what it looks like. Yeah.
So Matt,
it's a ride or die. There's 5 cent slippage, which is healthy for Qs. Like, I think that's good.
So Matt, you're saying we have to add something straight away to where it doesn't exercise.
I mean, if you want to be merciful to our support folks explaining that QQQ can exercise, then yes, I would say, I wouldn't say to do it. I would say, how does this do with an exit at 230 or 220, 229 to avoid the crazy news spikes at 230 that occasionally can happen? Again, reminder, you can backtest from 932 to 359. Times that you may want to avoid 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 2:30, and the MOCs, okay? Because the data will be encapsulating of those news events, and they can be a little noisy. So if I'm going to exit something just personally, if I'm going to backtest entering something at 10, I'll probably try 10:01. If I'm going to backtest exiting something at 2, I'll probably try 159, 230, 229, etc.
Not great.
Yeah. So this is the trick with it, is that I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. If you really wanted to do this in a small account challenge, you'd probably want a vehicle that was a European style option. Does anybody know what a European style option versus American option is? Yes, 90% of the viewers do. For those that don't, we're talking about settlement. We're talking about cash settlement versus share settlement, exercising. Queues are going to get exercised. So one contract of the queues is going to have $60,000 worth of notional on it. The reason Troy correct me if I'm wrong, the reason you put this in queues rather than SPX is to do it as a small count challenge. There are vehicles that are sized closer to the queues that will not deal with the assignment risk. You can't backtest them because liquidity is not reaching the 00 threshold for a high confidence backtest. You have to add so much slippage, it's delirious. And then anytime anybody asks me or any of our support folks about backtesting on XSP, it's like, yeah, you have to add as much slippage on XSP as you do for SPX, not adjusted by 10. It's so high slippage. So if you're wanting to do this, could you do this on XSP? Troy, what do you think? Kicking it back to you.
Well, I mean, you're handling it from the support side, but this is the question. I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 to your point, right? You're saying QQQs, you shouldn't do it because of early exit, but you're saying XSP has huge slippage. So really the question is, can you do an iron fly in a small account?
Yeah, that is the question. And listen, the reason I mentioned XSP, let me contextualize myself. There's no exit, right? The original one, we have an exit now, but the original one had no timed exit. So you have to have entry slippage. But if you can get, usually XSP has been analogous to Hotel California. It's been said that you can check out, that you can never leave.
Wow.
And so if you're going to do an XSP, this is not advice. This is 3 years of talking about it and banting it about and doing it myself. Okay. A lot of people that ask about these things have never actually done them. That's just people want to know, hey, is this a possible idea? If you're going to trade XSP, setting up a ride or die strategy has the advantage of not trying to check out of the hotel late. You're paying the room fee. You're paying I trashed the room like a rock star charge. You got that baked into the whole thing. You're including that in the room cost. So this one would be the kind of thing that you could maybe backtest on SPX and then automate maybe on XSP. There is going to be a lot of slippage. And yes, Joseph, if you're going to do that, 5 cents extra slippage is punishing the test. But listen, would you rather over punish or under punish? So I think, Troy, what did you do to, okay. So Troy,
you got to let the room, you got to let the trade breathe. I mean, you put it on, there's a chance you put this on at 12:30. 2 hours is not enough for theta.
Good point.
Right. You've got to let it breathe. And so there's a balancing act, to Matt's point, is you've got to get out before you get assigned. That's the reality of it for queues, because one of these you're going to be assigned. I mean, with the iron fly, you think about it, one of these you're going to be assigned on. So you want to get out. There's some ways that in the automation platform, the benefit of automating a strategy like this is we have settings to where you can get out aggressively, and that's the importance of this, is that the longer you wait, you have to get out. You have to get out. And so it's a game you're playing of saying, I want as much theta as I can, and I don't want to be assigned queues. That's the nature of it. But let's take a step back from the particulars of it and just talk about the idea of it for a second. This shows, in my mind, that concept of a low breakout being returning to a range or staying within a range works even within the cues. So you don't have to take this test. In fact, I would argue you should probably not take this test and come up with something on your own, but look at the settings. The settings are the Orb breakout at 10 a.m. Shout out Austin for coming up with that. So that's my theory, is this seems to work pretty well with it, if that makes sense.
Troy,
Any questions?
Explain that. I don't get. I mean, I'm not that familiar with the orbs. I know what they are from what you guys. Could you show in the settings how explain? Maybe I would like to know, but maybe there's others. You're saying you're looking for a low breakout, but returning to the range.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
could explain that and maybe show the settings or whatever. Thanks.
So you go opening range breakout, and you can set a time, right? And you can say, this is, I want to basically look from 9:30 to 10 or whatever you set here. And that's the range. And then I want to look if it breaks out to the high or low, high only or low only. And you can use the high-low range calculation basically to say the high-low values of each minute. So if we went over 1 minute, but then we close the next minute below it, does that count? Well, this takes it where you basically say, like, at any point, if it breaks, do this. And so that's where you would do it. And then up here, how you do that is you then go and you say floating entry time. I'm going to wait an hour. So if we break, anytime, 10:30, I'm going to look at 11 and 12:30, putting it on, giving it room to breathe, see if we're in the thing, and then go from there. And so when you look at this, this one was 11:30, you put it on 11, a lot of times right at 11, but also a lot of times around 11:30. Then you'll get these 12:28s. So it really does vary when you're getting this put on.
So are you putting it on once it breaks out and then you wait a bit and it comes back in the range?
This is a break below the range. So you say if here in 10 minutes from 9:30 to 10, that first 30-minute range, if we break below that after 11, anytime between 11 and 12:30, put the 50 delta on basically at the bottom there, at that breakout spot where we were.
Okay. Well, then how does it come back? Maybe I'm not getting, but you're saying returning to the range, because this
I think what it's showing is it doesn't go up that much, but at this point in the day, it kind of stabilizes. So I shouldn't say necessarily go back into range.
It stabilizes because
it seems to stabilize around those deltas, around that 50 delta.
This would be super interesting to use and to run in a portfolio with a RIC, don't you think, Troy? Because there's a lot of RIC. Well, no, okay, it's got a max overnight VIX move down. Scratch what I said. So that's the other. Most people aren't running a VIX with a max overnight move down. But it's a super interesting concept because it's kind of a JSP, yeah. Yeah, it's a mix of JSP, just sell puts. For those who don't know, just sell puts. JSV, just sell vol.
And also, while we're talking about like safety for the day, what we mean by that is JSPS, just sell put spreads.
Yes.
So it's a misnomer a little bit, but so I think the 50 delta, it basically indicates that there's a stability there at that range. So anyway,
you're saying the rocket may have just run its course.
Yeah, if it goes down that much, yeah, exactly.
I don't. When I think of just a 0-day iron butterfly in general, I'm thinking. I'm thinking for the most part, hey, I'm selling at the money. The longer, at least my thinking, what I've seen, we'll do something like in the morning, like a 0-day in the morning. 15 wide, and never want to, generally don't want to be in it that long because, versus an at the money, like an iron butterfly, what's the probability it's just going to sit at that strike, right? It's going to wander off. So to me, in the world of iron butterfly, I would be thinking, I don't want to be in more than an hour and a half, just inherent without testing. But with a iron condor, that's different, right? I can handle, you get less credit, but you get less credit in an iron condor, but you have more room, right?
That's right.
So it's interesting. Get you think. I appreciate Austin coming up with the test. It's
I love it. There's not a lot of low orbs, so
no.
Austin
And that's
T, we're unsure of your relationship with Mr. T, but love it.
This is the fun thing. Cool dude. Go back to last week's show. I don't know exactly what it is, but we had Austin T's version in there. Or go to the discussion channel on Discord. We had an Austin T test for the low that was SPX. So, I mean, again, the idea of taking those small account concepts applied from SPX is a really interesting idea because, you know, that's what the small account challenge is kind of about, is seeing if we can convert some of these SPX ideas to people that don't have, you know, a lot of buying power, to be honest. And so, I think it's interesting. Listen, this has been, I want to try to find 15 to 16 good subjects that at least once a day we could argue about. And I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun. We're in with the WWE's, I hope we're entering into the attitude era of the OO show.
That's right.
I'm going to start wearing leather a lot. So
like
be on the lookout for that.
Matt, what do you think? A new look?
I'm all for some volatility.
Oh,
there it is.
Volatility. All right. Well, listen, we'll be back tomorrow. I would love to keep going with small account stuff, digging in. If you have anything you're interested in, send it over. We'll look at it. It's a friend. It's a user show. It's for the users. So if you have anything, let us know. Otherwise, I got plenty of ideas. So some even good.
Can I say one thing? I mean, the small accounts challenge, you know, we hear that small accounts challenge, but you know, from a different perspective, if you want to, you know, if you're a new trader or you haven't done a lot of whatever the strategy is and you're trying to do it, small account is really the secret sauce of getting to a bigger count, right? It's you know, because you'll stick with it, right? If it's a small account, you'll stick with it as you're learning. This is a craft. It takes a lot of occurrences, a lot of double calendars or whatever the strategy you're picking. And I think that's the biggest problem why, if you ask people why they didn't, you know, I've never heard anybody on a $3,000 account say, you know, I stopped trading because I lost 10% of my $300 or my $3,000. It's usually someone who was smaller, had a much bigger account and lost 10% of 50,000 and they just started. So I think, you know, if you can, you know, I just wish new traders would say, you know, the first 6 months, I don't care how brilliant I think I've picked it up, how smart I am. For 6 months, I'm going to stay a small account, get better at the craft. They'd be so much happier in the long run. But yeah, that's not human nature, right? You want it and you want it now. Right?
I think that's exactly right.
I don't know.
I think that's exactly right. I think it's the old saying, how do you get $1 million in your trading account? You start with 5 million.
Yeah. And new traders forget if they make, like, if let's say if somebody new came into Options Omega and they start double calendars and they're just in a good period and they're making money, they think they've discovered gold, they jack up the size, and then it's like, you know, it's like Charlie Brown or like, you know, ugh, you know, it's like things aren't working out anymore. Stay small. Yeah.
It's true. On that account, stay small, my friends, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you soon.